and welcome to another edition of Citizens Movement Radio News. Today is Thursday, 28th of November, 2025. I'm Katie Wechuma, ready to bring you the latest news and updates. Here are today's headlines on Citizens Movement Radio News. Mnangagwa makes major changes to the military as General Sibanda is retired. Our future is bleak under Mnangagwa, says citizens. Honorable Murombeti urges government to curb hand, foot and mouth diseases. Now let's take a look at our stories in detail. ZANU-PF detector Emerson Mnangagwa announced major changes to the rank and file of the country's military leadership yesterday. Zimbabwe Defense Forces Commander General Valerio Sibanda was retired and set to be replaced by Lieutenant General Emmanuel Matatu, who was commander of the Zimbabwe National Army. Lieutenant General Asha Walter Tapfumanei, who engineered Mnangagwa's electoral fraud using FAS, has been promoted to rank of commander of the Zimbabwe National Army. We spoke to political analyst Jefferson Chitando, who shared his views on the changes to the military. Chitando said,
General Valerio Sibanda is officially retired from the army. We applaud that, but we still have got some questions, and people should remember that Valerio Sibanda, his term of office was extended by 1 year, which was unconstitutional. Now, we see the person who is replacing General Valerio Sibanda, Lieutenant General Matatu, is well over 70. He is older than the person whom he is replacing, which shows, one, that President Mnangagwa is someone who does not respect the Constitution. He is the Constitution himself. He does what he wants. He is above the Constitution. Although in 2023, when he took office, he took oath that he was going to defend the Constitution of Zimbabwe, but he is the person who is on the forefront of slaughtering, destroying, disregarding the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Equally, he appointed Tapfumanei to lead the army. We all know that the 2023 elections were rigged by an organization called FASI, which was led by Tapfumanei. This shows that he is not being appointed on merit, but as a payback for rigging the 2023 elections. This, to Zimbabweans, should give an alarm that the interference of the army into the civilian elections is going to be more, and we should expect that the next elections are going to be rigged, and Tapfumanei has all the strategies to rig the elections as he was doing it in 2023. This is the death, this is the burial of democracy in Zimbabwe, being orchestrated by the army. This is significant because the evidence is coming from the appointments which has been done by President Emerson Mnangagwa.
Majority of citizens who were interviewed by Citizens Movement Radio across the country said their future is doomed if ZANU-PF dictator Emmerson Mnangagwa continues as the country's president. Some of the citizens interviewed expressed worry that things could deteriorate into the 2008 economic meltdown if Mnangagwa had to power beyond 2028. Some expressed over rampant corruption that goes unchecked. Let's hear them speaking.
Kurarama munguva ino yekutongwa naMnangagwa zvinhu zvakaoma zingabviri, nekuti zhara yakakaka, zhara yatisunga. Chisimusi chaiyo yegore rino handioni kuti inotambwa zvakanaka, ini vazhinji chaiyo kuvanhu vari kutambura, ende vanoguta ivo pachavo voga vanhu vari kutonga nemhuri dzavo. Zhara chaiyo inogona kupfuura yagore ra2008 pataimbotongwa navaMugabe paya. Isu rudhende rwevanhu tisi tinokuvadziwa manje nekubhadhara mitero pazvinhu zvose, kasi tichitambura. Ivo vanoita uori chaizvo hwakanyanyisa, asi kongosungwa vanhu vezvimhosva zvitoko-toko, ivo vakuru vachiramba varipo vachigovana zvavo ufumi hwenyika hweZimbabwe. Kuzvinova Mnangagwa vanoda kutowedzera makore ekuramba vachitonga kuti varambe vachidzvanyirira vanhu. Handioni kuti zvinhu zvakanaka.
Lapha mbona sesibuyela back to square one, back to i-period leyana yabo 2006-7 lapho ilizwe lalinzima khona ngenxa yombuso we-ZANU-PF. Mbona khathesi siyakhona phana ngoba khathesi i-ZANU-PF icabanga ukuthi undoda lo ehlulekileyo vele econtinue ukhebusa up to 2030 cabanga ngapha vele izinto azingamanga kahle, akulamsebenzi, siyalamba kunzima. Hayi, mina ngiboni kuqondile ukuthi sicontinue ngomkhokhelo onje. Mbonani fresh elections yizo ezifunakalayo elizweni. 2028 asingeneni ukhetho olutsha oludlule under ama-reforms, sikwanisa ukukhetha umuntu ongasibusa kuhle njengelizwe, otherwise hayi ZANU-PF ayiladili.
The government has been urged to be proactive in order to curb the spread of hand, foot and mouth, with cases having been already reported in other parts of the country. Speaking in Parliament yesterday during the question and answer session, Honorable Mutamo Rombezi questioned the government's preparedness to contain the disease before in every part of the country. Let's hear Honorable Murombezi speaking.
Indeed, yesterday in Parliament, I raised a critical concern on hand, foot and mouth disease, which has already been reported in parts of our country. For an example, Bulawayo Metropolitan. The question is simple. Are we prepared to contain it before it spreads everywhere? This disease targets our children, especially in areas where resources are already stretched. Parents should not be left to fight alone while government waits for a crisis. Prevention is always cheaper, faster, and safer than reaction. We need immediate awareness campaigns in local languages so every community understands the risks. We need protective supplies for schools and clinics and rapid response teams ready to act in every district. Communities deserve proactive protection, not reactive crisis management. If we want to take a look at this deeper, this is not just about health, it's about justice and dignity. Every child's well-being is a matter of national pride. Leadership means acting now, not later, and we'll continue pressing for accountability because Zimbabwe cannot afford to have another outbreak that catches us unprepared.
With rising cases of school dropouts, Alma-Gated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe has launched a campaign to raise awareness on the importance of keeping girls in school. ACHU's Gender Secretary Mercy Kagona also told Citizens Movement Radio that a petition to the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is currently being signed across the country with the title Urgent Action to End School Dropouts, Combat Abuse and Ensure Full Access to Education for All Girls. Archbishop Paul Mwaja, the founder and longtime leader of the African Apostolic Church, has died at the age of 107. The church's General Secretary, Bishop Joshua Mija, confirmed the death today. Details of cause of death are yet to be disclosed, but the last image seen of him when he was bedridden and receiving a cash donation from controversial businessman Wicknell Chivayo. Former Finance Minister Tendai Biti has warned that the country is on the brink of collapse to corruption and looting by individuals linked to Emmerson Mnangagwa. In a hard-hitting statement posted on his social platforms, Biti said November 17 was not a mistake, but a reversal of 18 April 1980 independence. He said in 8 years of his rule, Mnangagwa has reduced the country to a laughingstock. He also warned that any efforts to extend Mnangagwa's rule beyond 2028 will face massive resistance from the masses. ZANU-PF spokesperson Christopher Mutsvangwa addressed a press conference today at the party's headquarters and reiterated that they are forging ahead with the party's resolution to extend Emmerson Mnangagwa's term of office beyond 2028. Opposition official Prince Dubego Sibanda has, however, warned that ZANU-PF will face stiff resistance if they pursue the ill-fated agenda. He said there is need for citizens across the political divide to unite and defend the constitution from mutilation. In Mopunyuri village in Guruve, Mashonaland Central, a family was attacked by thugs who broke into their home while a 5-year-old child was sleeping. The attackers began cutting the child with knives, leaving him with 5 deep wounds. They locked the mother in her room and she had to break down the door to rescue her child. Our Citizens Movement reporter, Loveness Kotora, gives us more details.
It's very sad that a normal human being can just have a knife and cut a child, an innocent child, just like that. I don't know where the world is going to and why people are doing this. Is it like a ritualist, or is it something they are doing for money? They want blood or what? So they are just getting into the houses, killing people, just like that. So this thing happened again like some years ago in Kachuta. So they are suspecting that the same people who were killing people in Kachuta are the same people who are now coming to Mpinyuri village to do the same thing. Residents in that area, they are now scared because their lives are now at risk. Reporting for Citizens Movement Radio, this is Loveness Kotora.
In the same area, a woman was raped at a bus stop while she was waiting for transport. Reports indicate that similar incidents happened in Kachuta some years ago, where people were being raped and killed, with fears that the attacks may have been linked to ritual practices. The names of the perpetrators have not yet been released, but some suspects have been arrested by the Guruve police. Let's hear more from Loveness Kotora.
And now, how are women going to move around freely? Because these people are now going everywhere. A lady was just raped at the bus stop. They're supposed to get some people to go with them, what can I say, to guard them or what? There is no way. Everyone is now scared. Even when they go to fetch water, they are scared. Because those people can just get them anyway, where they fetch water, boreholes, rivers, bus stops, even schools. The children are not even safe. Because those are the same people who were in Kachuta, who are being suspected that they're the ones who are doing the killings and the rapings. Such a bad thing that is happening in Guruwe. It's very sad. And people, they don't know how to handle this. Luckily, the police had worked so hard. The police from the Guruwe police station, they worked so hard to catch those criminals. Although the names are yet to be exposed. Reporting for Citizens Movement Radio, this is Loveness Kotora.
The nomination paper submissions for the Nkulumane constituency by-election was held today at Bulawayo Strait Court Magistrates Court. The seat fell vacant after the death of legislator Desire Moyo in a road traffic accident last month. Let's hear Rodney Jele speaking after successfully submitting his papers.
I'm one of the candidates who wants to represent money in Parliament, and I'm representing money as an independent candidate. In terms of the process is very smooth. It was smooth, we were fast, so I think everything is coming very good. I would have a complaint upon most candidates by submitting the papers.
So, as someone of the Nkulumane, and you've represented Nkulumane as a councillor, so what is it like that you're promising the Nkulumane positions?
Like you said, putting in a service in Nkulumane, I'm not sure. So the only difference is that I was representing a larger population from a ward. So I know what the people of Nkulumane want and expect, because I live here and I've delivered. I think here's the reason why I was anointed to be in outdoor. So in doing years, I'm prepared to work for the people of Nkulumane. Ngendlela zonke nisebenza nabo ama-needs abantu beNkulumane sincedisana sibone ukuthi siyadevelopha iNkulumane yethu. iNkulumane suburb is one of the newest suburbs. So sifuna ukuthi ihlale injalo, ikhanye ukuthi i-suburb yentsha enabantu abatsha yehlukane, kube le-difference between iNkulumane suburb nama-older suburbs. Yensikho singena nathi sizama ukuthi sirepresente singabantu abatsha ngoba we've got new ideas, we are going to bring up new programs, new ideas that are going to benefit people of Nkulumane.
Maybe one last question.
Yes.
And there are so many candidates, one day with a good standing society. Are you ready for the competition?
Competition, in order for you to be a winner, you need to hear from a contestant. So the more the merry. I'm ready for the contestant, for the other contestants, and I'm prepared to be number one on the 20th of December.
Opposition official Honorable Begezela Maplanka has said the country has now returned to pre-November 2017 situation where heavy police presence in the country's highways was a major sight under Robert Mugabe's government. Honorable Maplanka said it is shocking that crimes are on the rise, yet there is heavy police presence on the roads. Last week, a man traveled with a pangolin all the way from Kwekwe to State House in Harare, but the police failed to arrest him. The police have been accused of taking bribes from motorists instead of enforcing the law. The bridge that was constructed less than 6 months ago in Rosa area in Chiweshe has collapsed yesterday due to rains received this week. This has raised questions over standards of roads being constructed under Emmerson Mnangagwa's administration. Critics say tenders to repair roads are being granted on partisan lines instead of competence. ZESA has attributed the ongoing power blackouts to refurbishments of Units 1 to 6 at Wange Power Station. Load shedding has worsened under Emmerson Mnangagwa's administration, despite government statements about Chinese investment into the energy sector. In the build to 2023 elections, Mnangagwa himself was quoted in the media saying the issue of blackouts is now a thing of the past. Critics say without reliable electricity, it will be impossible for the government to achieve its target of a middle income economy by 2030. In UEFA Women's Champions League match played last night, Arsenal edged Real Madrid 2-1, while Manchester United lost 5-2 to Wolfsburg. Juventus and Lyon drew 3-3, while Valerenga and St. Pölten drew 2-2. Paris FC beat Benfica 2-0. Tonight, FC20 take on Atletico Madrid. PSG will play Bayern Munich and Roma take on Oud Haveli Liviuen. Morocco and PSG right back Achaf was crowned as CAF's 2025 Player of the Year last night after beating off competition from Nigeria's Victor Osimhen and Egypt's Mohamed Salah. On the women category, Giselaine Jebak of Morocco is the Women Player of the Year. Cape Verde coach Babista, who led the team to their first ever World Cup, is the coach of the year. CAF Champions League winners Pyramids were voted Club of the Year, while Morocco Under-20 team, which won the World Cup, is the Team of the Year. To conclude our Citizens Movement Radio News, here are the headlines once more. Mnangagwa makes major changes to the military as General Sibanda is retired. Our future is bleak, and Mnangagwa says citizens. Honorable Murombezi urges government to curb hand, foot and mouth diseases. This is the end of our bulletin. Good night.